A community of artists in northern Italy is celebrating the founding of its colony 40 years ago in an abandoned, earthquake-damaged village in Liguria. They come from all over Europe in this community. Musicians, painters, artisans and sculptors, and they've claimed squatters' rights in the village. Under Italian law, property passes into the hands of the occupier after 20 years, but the government and the local authorities in nearby San Remo have issued eviction orders. Mark Dezzani has been along to see what all the fuss is about.
A long-running legal battle between an international artist settlement and the Italian government over the possession of a ruined hilltop village is threatening the survival of a community which has built up an alternative way of life out of the debris that its first settlers discovered when they arrived 40 years ago. Bussana Vecchia, situated on the Italian Riviera close to San Remo, was abandoned in 1887 when the region was destroyed by a severe earthquake which killed 57 of the village's 800 residents. With the survivors relocated on a safer piece of land closer to the coast, Bussana Vecchia lay to waste until it was occupied by artists who sought to opt out of the rat race and establish an international artist community. The community thrived during the heydays of the hippie 60s and 70s, whilst the local authorities turned a blind eye to the autonomous counterculture that grew up on its doorstep. However, in 1979, the Italian government began taking legal measures to reclaim the village that they had ignored for almost 100 years. Resident artist Marco Orsato is one of many villages now fighting an eviction order.
We are supposed to get out of here. We are supposed to take down everything we have built. This is paradoxical, and to pay a fine because we did it.
To celebrate their 40th anniversary, the artists of Bussana Vecchia have organised a retrospective exhibition of their work, which they're taking around Italy. British artist Colin Wilmot was one of the first permanent residents to settle in the community.
It proves we've been in Bussana for 40 years. It's our 40th anniversary. And it shows that not only have we built the village, but a very small population has a very high proportion of creative people. Because the books been written in Bussana Vecchia, there have been paintings that have been painted in Bussana Vecchia, there have been sculptures made, music made, people dancing, all sorts of things. So, quite apart from rebuilding the village, I mean, what's on show is work over 40 years.
The mayor of San Remo supported the artists of Bussana Vecchia by granting them the use of a publicly owned villa for their opening exhibition, but says his hands are tied when it comes to halting the eviction order against them.
Legally, I don't know what will happen, but it is clear that I, Mayor Lino Bottini, will never do anything bad against this reality. But then, if I am constrained to do something, I will be the first to go to the people to explain that I had to act, otherwise I would be charged with abuse of office.
This is the first time the Commune of San Remo has taken a step towards us. In 25, 30 years. At the beginning they were for us, then they went off us. It's them taking a step towards us. Where there was nothing, there has been a definite economic benefit for the immediate region, quite apart from which the community is a viable community now.
We do prove that Europe can exist if it is based on spiritual shared values rather than on just on economic dynamics.
After 20 years of courtroom battles, the future of Bussana Vecchia as an artistic community still hangs in the legal balance. The artists who originally settled here now want their legal rights recognised by the Italian state and to be included in a society that they originally came here to escape.
Speeding up,